Welcome back, everyone. It is episode 31 of Beast and Boys Sports Talk with Marcus, and I am Silas. And I don't know where to start with this one.
We kind of
quick, short, not really a short episode. It was very chaotic near the end.
it was chaotic through.
Yeah, camera battery kept dying.
All we talked about was Calvin Ridley, Russell Wilson, and Bobby Wagner. They're all chaotic topics, and Bobby Wagner got cut in the middle of the episode. So
I guess let's just kind of start with that.
Quick recap.
A lot of emotions were flying.
Oh yeah.
Trey almost cried in front of my face.
Yeah.
When that happened.
I made some threats that I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
It was a sad day, man. I was just like, now that it's emotional, as we know what's happening, we just kind of realize that he's getting cut to save cap space, and it is what it is. I mean, when the offseason started, it looked like he was either going to get cut or traded, but the benefit of cutting him was the cap space. But yeah, it was a hard day to be a Seahawks fan, though. It's like it said, I saw a tweet that said, F a breakup. You've been a Seahawks fan on March 8th.
Yeah.
It's like you lose two Hall of Famers in one day. It's a hard pill to swallow.
It sucks. Just like with the business side of things, you see like these cuts, people are like, well, why? Like, depends with age, depends with a lot of stuff, and just contract. Like,
but I agree with you. It is a business at the end of the day.
Yeah,
that's what they're doing.
I remember Packers, they cut, who was it? Clay Matthews and then like Jordy Nelson.
Yep.
Was like,
same season, right? Or like back-to-back years.
Yeah, something like that.
And I remember the same reaction. Why are we doing this? This is ridiculous. Fire the GM. But yeah, I mean, I guess if we're doing a full rebuild, I don't get why a 32-year-old Bobby Wagner wants to come back and hang around. I get it. Like, I get why he wouldn't want to. I get the business side of getting more cap space by getting rid of him, but God, it's like Buddy was like back-to-back first-team All-Pro, and he's first-team All-Pro for like the last 6-7 years, or second every year.
Yeah.
Pro Bowl every year, leading Seahawks attack every year, leads the NFC West, had back-to-back seasons where he led the league. Like, it's hard to swallow. I mean, he's been playing arguably better than Russell in the last.
Yeah,
he's so good.
Dominant. He's just always there.
Big impact.
A good leader, I think.
Yes, so that's something that people as non-Seahawks fans aren't going to realize. And wherever he goes, I mean, he literally will be the leader in the defense. He calls plays, he calls audibles. He's the middle linebacker. Wherever he goes, man,
super smart guy.
Very dangerous wherever he goes.
Yeah, and then
big impact.
Yeah, so as we thought, all of the news was kind of like thawing out.
Yep.
Carson Wentz got traded yesterday to the Washington Commanders. It's still getting hard to keep saying that, Washington Commanders.
It still sounds like an XFL or USFL team. It doesn't flow off the tongue like an NFL.
Not yet.
Not yet. It'll get there.
Basically for
2 third-rounders.
Yeah, 2 third-rounders. And there's a complimentary,
where I think if he plays and hits some stat points, it goes from a third to a second.
Yes, yeah. So,
this is a funny one because I know Russell's so much more valuable. I mean, it's uncomparable.
I mean, Wentz just got traded last year from basically 2 first-round picks.
Yeah.
And then now it's only 2/3. Hard. Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
and
they're passing that man around.
Yeah. There's the last player to jump around to start with 3 different teams.
3 seasons.
Was Sam Bradford, who was also an Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
So that's jarring. People are like, this team won. I think it's definitely different situations for 2 teams.
Yeah. What's your take? Is my take is just the Colts didn't want to pay it. He's not elite enough to pay that price.
Yeah.
The best thing to do now is to not pay the contract out and look for a better option. But then for the Commanders, I go, hey man, y'all don't have a QB. Let's not draft some 20-year-old that's going to take 3 years to develop when Carson could be there for 3 years. But
yeah. Here's the thing though, I have zero faith in Carson Wentz. It's going to be the funniest thing watching Commanders fans every weekend go through turmoil because it's
he's not that good. Yeah,
it's been showing time and time again. I don't it's like, do I have to be a broken record? We've seen it the past 3 years.
And the mistakes are similar. Like the mistakes are always hot. Yeah,
it's like, dude, there's no need to literally make it like the last play you've ever had in your entire life.
That's Maggie said it best. He plays every play like a gun to his head. Super Bowl overtime, 4th and 12.
Like it's like he will do whatever he can in it. always goes negatively. It's like, dude, like, you just don't have to do that. And it's funny, where it's like, this is a good situation for Carson Wentz. It's, well, it's funny. Indianapolis Colts is probably the best scenario for Carson Wentz.
See, it was, because the defense was so good. I mean,
the line was good.
The line was the best in the league. You had the best running back last year.
Most Pro Bowlers.
Most Pro Bowlers. The defense, not even...
Best good special teams.
Yes. Oh, my God.
Like, one of the first or second
best special teams. Yeah. I mean, that was... You don't get handed a better... Like, if you throw... I don't know, there's a handful, like, if let's say Matthew Stafford went there, they're deep in the playoffs. Russell Wilson got traded there, super deep in the playoffs. I mean, there's a lot of, like, just for hypothetical, Aaron Rodgers ended up going there, there's a lot of quarterbacks you plug into that scenario, and the result is like 14 wins and a 1 seed.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous now he gets to play the Eagles twice a year.
Yeah, back in the NFC East.
I think the schedule.
Yeah, so that's what I have in here is, I'm really curious how he does, but being back in the NFC East, playing them every year, and then running to Philly. I think they go 1-2. I think they split the games against the Eagles. And I always say that just because they're not, neither team's really good. Like, I don't see either one dominating, and then I think they lose to Philly.
Yeah. It's just, also with the, I don't think it's a lose necessarily for Washington, because for how cheap they got him.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money, and there's a lot of cap hit.
So that's the big thing for Washington is, I don't know, what do you think about this? But I think that with Washington so young, they have so many guys still on young contracts, they can afford to pay that for a few years. Mm-hmm. What they can't afford to do is re-sign him in 3 years when Scary Terry needs a paycheck and Chase Young's coming up and Montez Sweat's coming up and Antonio Gibson is like, hey man, where's my money? I'm paying nothing. So right now, though, I think they can afford it.
Yeah, and then when you look on the side of the Colts, there's a big hole now. There's a huge hole. What do you want to do? I heard immediately, almost afterwards, that they are eyeing Jimmy Garoppolo. Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I guess the benefit is they have some picks to play with, so they could. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you think they have a better chance at going to the Super Bowl
with Jimmy Garoppolo? Yes, because I think he's better than Carson Wentz slightly. I don't think that their odds for the Super Bowl are going to go from like plus 10K to plus 950 or plus 1,000 to plus 9K. It's not going to be.
It's like they wanted to go after a quarterback, but if you get Jimmy Garoppolo, it's kind of like settling for mediocrity. Mediocrity.
Yeah, I mean, man, I don't think he's as bad as people say or think. I think. Okay, let me rephrase that. I think he's had his mistakes. I think it's really possible that with a new organization, a new offensive coordinator, a new plays, a new everything, maybe that fits him a little more, a little less running. Which obviously every QB loves. I mean, the run plays are working, defense is good, you're happy, everything's good. But I don't know. I think it's the same thing with Drew Lock, which I want to wrap up at the end. I'm not going to throw it now because no one cares but Saints fans. But it's the same thing. I think. Even Mitchell Trubisky, people talk about behind Josh Allen, and he's gotten some starts in. I mean, there are people that I think are deserving of new shots. I think there's people who aren't. Like, I think we've seen enough of Sam Darnold. I think we've seen enough. I mean, there's people, we've seen enough of Danny Dimes. There's people that I'm like, hey man, you played 40 games, you're not good. But there's other people that probably got the short end of the stick, and I'd like to see what he can do. It's, no matter where he goes, I think, who would you say, I think he's the best free agent quarterback available right now? Or that's on the trade block.
I guess so. Yeah, trading because it's all like the big like quarterbacks, Rodgers, Russell, they're all been dealt with.
Those are the two big.
Yeah, two biggest,
and then Deshaun, but Deshaun's still barring legal things that'll happen tomorrow, so it should come out this morning. So that's really big. Even with the Deshaun thing, I believe he should be reinstated if everything goes perfect on Friday, but there's 22 charges, so it could literally be as little as the Harris County DAs go, hey man, we're still dealing with one, but ideally he's reinstated and that's another one. But I think that's the best available option. On this quarterback topic, what do you want to quickly discuss some Jordan Love trades?
There's also rumors they might go for Jordan Love because that's originally who they wanted in the draft. They were trying to get him, but then the Packers traded up.
For sure.
Also, looks like Colts are working with $69 million in cap. They're first with Chicago Bears at 61, and then Seattle's now third with 51. So you guys have money.
Dang, and we have draft picks, man. Yeah. Like,
that's good. That's already a successful rebuild so far.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that makes me a little happier just to know there's money to play with, and then the benefit of that too is that the cap hit's not gonna kill us once Bobby's cap hit goes away and Russell's cap goes away, that adds more.
Yeah, you
can
want like 100.
Yeah, where it's basically a full rebuild where you can kind of lock it. If anyone else goes, then we're gonna be number one immediately probably if we trade.
You guys were I think after the Russ trade, you guys were first for a little bit.
Okay, yeah. And then the dead hit of Bobby.
Yeah.
It's a
quarterbacks though, Colts.
What do you think
they're
about
they're on to their 6th starting quarterback in week 1. And
it's not a good look.
And just 5th total starting quarterback.
Not a good look.
Yeah, not okay.
For a team that's had a lot of success outside of the quarterback.
Rumored Jordan Love. I think we talked about a little bit yesterday's podcast where we said basically where I stand is I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be there until he retires at Green Bay. There's no reason to have Jordan Love stick around for 4 or 5 years.
Trey gave the Brett Favre analogy, and I said, Brett Favre's a GOAT. He's a top quarterback of all time that Aaron had no choice but to sit behind. Which, not saying Aaron isn't, but I don't think the talent behind Aaron is... I don't think the talent is equivalent. There's not an Aaron Rodgers behind, or there's not a Brett Favre behind him, or vice versa.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong, but...
It's just... Brett... It's just it's already 3 years with Jordan Love. Do you think literally by his 7th year he wants to stay as a backup here?
I think by 7 years in, he'd want to quit football.
He's
7 years in, he's like, I'm a backup, man. All I'm doing is playing drills and watching film as a full-time job.
As a first-round pick.
As a first-round pick.
Yeah, so.
I think, and this was I think
the best interest for him to move on is just I think he's a total reason to be can I just get traded? Can you guys trade me?
I think no one is upset if he does that.
No, I really don't expect us to get a whole lot at all. I don't really care. Just for a human being.
I mean,
to get a fresh start.
If the Colts could turn one of those 3rd-round picks into Jordan Love, just one, straight up, you're not getting and it might be a hot take, but you're not getting a I think Jordan Love would be the best quarterback to start next year of young guys. I mean, obviously not T-Lon, any of those guys, but basically what I'm saying, would you rather draft a quarterback in that 2nd to 3rd round and wing it and have this middle-of-the-pack quarterback come out and start? Or would you rather have Jordan Love, who's been in the league and understands the NFL and developed behind Aaron Rodgers and has a big arm and really hasn't gotten a shot?
No.
I mean, that's because I would.
He has a great team around him.
Yep.
See, they're probably going to add another weapon.
Affordable.
If they get Allen Robinson or something.
Yeah.
It would be game-changing.
It would.
There's just a lot.
Because T.Y.'s probably not coming back.
No, no way. And also with the Jimmy Garoppolo thing, I wanted to kind of hammer in why I don't think it would be a fit is, it's a run game. It's play action. It would probably be just like 49ers for him because he can't be just slanging a quarterback. But at the same time, I look at that wide receiver room and I just see a lot of deep threats. Zach Pascal or, that's different. Yeah, and then Michael Pittman. They're all just 50-50 all deep.
Yes, no, they are.
And it's just Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't have a deep. He lives from the yak yard.
Yeah, he lives from the yak yards. It does open up the offense, obviously, when you have that over the top threat, but I agree with you. The worry is that there's no other, if there is no guy to run slants and curls beautifully and get those yak yards,
it's blanket George Kittle and
Tebow, coming underneath, and the checkdowns from their million running backs that rotate in and out that are healthy and quick every time, and I don't know. I do think right now though that the Colts are probably the best fit for him just because of the run game, the defense is in place, and barring a receiver that they could trade a 3rd-round pick for him, or for Jimmy Garoppolo, or for him. I wonder what Jimmy's trade value is. I really do. It's really hard to say, and I mean, I don't know until it pops up on Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport tells me, because
I see it as a high 2nd round. I feel like.
Yeah, I think that's true. Just because he's shown he's a quarterback that can start and win you 10 games. Basically,
he's a winner. Just he doesn't have all the cool abilities what we'd see like every single other quarterback.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Run, you can throw on the run, like all these crazy things.
This is so funny. Then I read about this more yesterday too, that he just got shoulder surgery, and apparently everything went well, and it's very, very minor, and it has no impact on his throwing. But someone said that he thinks, Joe Staley said that he thinks Jimmy Garoppolo's surgery was an attempt to lower his trade value. That he thinks he put out all the information about his surgery to lower the trade value. But like, the only benefit for that would be to give your new team more picks and players to keep. But that'd be really funny, but I mean, I could see why teams would be like, hey man, this dude just had shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
But I also see why they'd be like, okay, well, if it doesn't matter, like, screw it, let's get him on our team.
Yes, it is interesting on the QB carousel right now, because I think, like, we brought up him earlier, like, Carolina, like, nothing's been up with them. Like,
so that's a weird one. I mean, what the hell are they gonna? You gonna settle on Cam Newton, man? Like, is that really the world we're in, where the 2022 preseason?
You know, Sam Darnold still rocket for one more year, like, or they're just waiting for.
Because they were excited about him. Like they really had a thrill for him, and before he got injured, I mean, that they were the greatest hot and cold example ever. But oh wow, I didn't realize this. So Jimmy G has one more year left on that big contract.
Okay.
So next year he's owed $24 million, and then, wow, it says the dead cap is $26.9. So you basically eat the whole dead cap.
Oh my gosh.
So the whole contract for next season.
Oh.
Holy crap. And then the dead cap for the year after that, which would be next year, would just be one.
Yeah.
But holy big numbers. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's a big thing for a team, because if Jimmy's not happy, or if they're just dysfunctional, he's going to leave. I mean, the hell is he... Unless it's that's more NBA style, to trade with a deal. Like James Harden. I don't know if you know what happened with that he didn't sign the right paperwork within the right time of being traded. Which is real fishy to me. It really screams like, ooh, is he going to leave again? But yeah, I'm excited to see kind of, how it unfolds.
And then, that's a lot of just NBA, NFL talk.
Big lot going on for middle of the offseason, man.
Yeah.
The year doesn't open.
NFL is a 24/7 thing.
It really is.
It's just year long.
I mean, there's sports that stay on all year, all summer, and don't even talk basketball or hockey.
Yeah. This is just a sport where it's just it just rules. It just rules.
Yeah.
And then let's get into UFC 272 recap. It was kind of a lame one. It was such a lame one.
I don't...
Like, just a quick recap is Masvidal just got wrestled.
Yeah, Masvidal can't wrestle, he has no takedown defense. We were both incorrect about the Bryce Mitchell win. We both said Edson Barboza, he's getting a lot older. I mean, he just really, don't mean to be a dick, he really just looks like an old fighter. Like, he was very defensive, meaning wasn't pushing forward, wasn't that RDA one, Rafael Dos Santos. Or Dos Anjos, not Dos Santos. And then, it was Greg Hardy got knocked out. That's always a fun thing for us.
Yep.
Can we, this is my, this is my take. The Greg Hardy experiment's over. So he started off on the Dana White Contender Series, where most of centered, I don't know if you know, they do Tuesday White, TWCCS, Tuesday Nights with Dana White's Contender Series, whatever the hell they call it, it's on Fight Pass. They bring a bunch of intermediate fighters in, and every week he signs one fighter. So there's a few hundred fighters, he signs one. You basically have to keep winning over and over and over and prove.
Shit.
I don't know, I guess I just think there's so many deserving fighters. I think Greg Hardy's a big name. I think he deserves to be in more of a PFL, which is a professional fighting league, or Bellator, which is a step below. I think it's silly to have him... Basically, it's a money grab. People are going to buy it. NFL fans are going to buy it. I just think that if there's more deserving fighters, and he's now proven that as he's lost 4 of his last 5, the Greg Hardy experiment's over.
Yeah.
So.
It was
a very boring card, though.
I'm
not going to hype it up. It was very, very boring.
Very lame.
The prelims were immaculate.
Yeah.
So from Kevin Holland, anything down. Bryce Mitchell was just like domination, but Kevin Holland looked really, really good. Won. Can't remember the other guy's name right here. Yeah, Sergey Spavik looked really, really good. New name in the heavyweight division. Just fought really, really clean. The prelim card, there was 2 ladies. We find their names. Mariana Rodriguez and Yain, I'm not even going to try to attempt her last name, was an immaculate fight. Like I don't want to say rarely, but you fucking rarely see two women stand in the middle of the octagon for 15 minutes and just see who's going to fall. I mean, there was no kickboxing, there was no wrestling. It was literally stand-up punching, and then Nicole, similar name to Nurmagomedov, not, but some other Dagestanian Sambo fighter. Mm-hmm. Classic Sambo fighting, wrestling, ground and pound, quick, easy win. So that's my wrap-up. We'll do a little more as these next cards are starting to unfold. We actually have 3 straight weekends of 1 month until the next pay-per-view. 3 straight weekends of just fight nights. So everything, if you want to get into it anymore, I don't know, anyone listening, it's on ESPN every Saturday night. So no paying, no nothing. So
that'll be interesting. Yeah. But yeah, and then let's just get into it's 4 days. In 4 days we got March Madness.
Super episode.
Alright guys, we're gonna have 3 episodes this week. Or
I would guess Monday morning, because
today's
Sunday selection, and Monday morning we'll probably record after Sunday selection. So
yeah,
or give it a few hours, make a bracket and shit.
It's gonna be great.
Tune in for that though.
Quick shout out to Eastern Washington.
Yeah, we've won our first game.
Yeah, won first game. I think we play today, right?
Yep, so we played today against Northern Colorado, who we lost to by a layup in the regular season. I was at the game with my cousin Darnell, and literally, man, they stole the ball, called a timeout, and a layup with 1 second left to win. We have the exact same record. The winner of the Big Sky punches their ticket to March Madness, so that's how we made it last year. So
yeah, how many more rounds? It's this one.
This is there should be 2 more games. I believe we should be in semifinals. Should be after this one, and then championship game.
Man,
so
we've been so busy with football stuff for our school. I'm finally catching it, and we got a squad, dude. I went to a couple home games.
Yeah,
and it was super fun. That Steel Ventures guy, 6'7" guard, a guard.
Yeah.
He was shooting 43%.
Really?
I think last week or 2 weeks ago. He was 16th in the nation for 3-point percentage.
Yep.
And he's a freshman.
He's a freshman.
Redshirt freshman. Sorry, I forgot to say that part.
Yeah, freshman. And then Ethan Price, we had a kid come over here from the UK.
Yeah.
6'10", really tall, skinny white kid. Plays so good. Won Big Sky freshman of the year, which is just great. Like that. I mean, between our redshirt freshmen balling out and our true freshmen playing crazy and starting, and then our young guys, and people don't forget that this Eastern team almost beat Kansas in March Madness last year.
It was insane.
And we lost our 2 best starters and our entire coaching staff. So keep in mind, this is an entirely new coaching staff.
Yeah, and then we got also Linton. I do not want to butcher his last name.
Yes.
But he's a beast. He dropped 20. Yeah, he got 20 points yesterday.
Yeah.
With the team, and man, it is really cool seeing kind of just our school.
I mean, it's funny.
Our athletics.
It's guys that walk around our campus. They're balling out. And I mean, seriously, they played really good.
Yeah, it is really awesome. I really hope they make it to the dance. I think that would be just so much fun.
So cool.
The hope of the underdog stories is so fun. I really thought we were about to beat Kansas, and then it started pressing.
Well, I get it. I mean, it's our highest ranked guy is a 3-star. Your lowest ranked starter is a 4-star. Yeah. So we're not the recruiting side. The recruiting isn't the same, but competing with a team like that is so crazy.
Yeah, it is great, and then coaching and all of it. And this is the first year this is a new coach. What they have.
New coaching staff,
yeah,
assistants,
people
player
left. It's so much change, and they're
shout out to the Grooves brothers.
Yeah,
Tanner Grooves averaged 14 and 5 at Oklahoma this year, and his younger brother averaged 5 points. So just impressive.
Yeah,
two small school guys that The game's at 10 p.m. tonight on ESPN Plus. If anyone's interested.
Yeah, Oklahoma they versus Baylor tonight. So
ooh, big game.
That's where I'm from.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He starts pretty impressive actually.
Yeah,
from starting at Eastern to starting at a massive school.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. NBA talk real quick, and then
NBA. We first started off with Ben Simmons is going to file a grievance against the 76ers.
So we knew this was going to happen. This is no new, at least for me, this is no new knowledge. It's because of all the money that they're trying to jack from him. And from my understanding and my slight reading from they knew this was going to happen, so I read before. was that it's likely going to win in his favor, so he won't be paying for it. I don't want to sound like a bad person and say that he deserves to pay the money, but he deserves to pay the money. He signed a contract saying he'd play for someone, and he kind of BS'd and milked his way out of not playing.
It's saying mental health and all this, where it's like...
Which to me, it's irritating to use that as an excuse.
Yeah, I hate how... I take it seriously, and it's just like...
It's taking away from people who are actually struggling and who actually need to take time off to keep themselves mentally sane. Yeah. So it's a shame that...
It's annoying and it's immature, quite frankly.
It really is, but... not to say I hope he doesn't win, but I hope he doesn't win, and it is what it is.
He's like that ex what you have, you know? We all got that ex where it's like, after like 2 or 3 months of dating, she like randomly texts you, she's drunk, and you're like, ah! And you're like, what? Where did this come from? We haven't talked in like 3 months.
Yeah, happens to me, but
hit home.
Yeah, real hard, but
no, that's a perfect analogy. I don't know. It's like, why, dude? You're like on a different team. They're trying to work on your shot, you know, and they're trying to get you on the court.
It goes drama in your new team that you still haven't played for yet. As a young guy who's, what's up?
Has a lot to prove.
He still hasn't played, dude. Like, I don't fucking understand what. I don't understand what does he think that he can just show up day one of the playoffs?
Yeah, he has a weird mindset of things.
But do you really think that's what he thinks? He can come for 4 games, get a little bit of chemistry, and just play positionless basketball? Because my thing is, the quicker you get on the court, the better and more dangerous you're going to be.
The only reason why he's not on the court is just because he's not in condition.
Yeah, and it's on my back. But it's like, man, my take is you got to be ready every single day to be traded. Like, if your goal is to be traded, you better be ready to show up day one and start.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he was necessarily in the thought mindset like he was actually going to get traded this year.
I think he thought he was going to take the year off and they were going to continue in the offseason.
Yeah, he's like, all right. So it's just so immature. It's like, well, if you're under contract, you want to stay in shape, dude. Like, you always want. Unless you're like James Harden, you're just a wizard where you get fat and then like a week later with the team, you're just shredded.
Yeah.
Which is so weird.
It is. It's a
crazy thing. And then last night, Lakers in overtime versus the Houston Rockets, who are not a great team at all.
No. They're a team that
lost in overtime, and then Jalen Green's commentary at the end was, our game plan was just to attack Melo.
He said attack Melo. ISO Melo.
Yeah.
Someone said when the Rockets run into the Lakers again that Melo's going to call ISO ball on him like 50 times. Oh. You know Melo still has that mid-range. Like, he'll call ISO and he'll piece you up. But
yeah.
I mean, he is older though, so I get why. Dude, the average age on that team has to be 25. Like, that team is full of... It's like Oklahoma, but...
Yeah. It's ridiculous, and the Lakers, I do not know. I don't know about... Dude.
So, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but everyone, the whole offseason... They came in as the favorites to win the NBA title.
Yeah.
They are currently ranked 20th in the NBA. Yes, 20th. 9th in the West. A game out of dropping down to 10th, or 2 games out of dropping to 10th, something like that, to become a 10 seed. I mean, like, barring some injuries, there's no excuse for this. Like, I said this all offseason saying, hey, how about we don't piece together a team full of 40-year-olds, but shit, it is what it is, and this is what you get when you do it.
Yeah, it is. It's just, like, ridiculous, and I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs. Really.
And I think that if they make it to that play-in game, and they somehow win, I think they get swept or
I seriously think they're going to get swept.
You run into a hot Phoenix or a Warriors with Wiseman and Iggy and Dre back.
Yeah.
And good luck, man. Like, you're going to get pieced up.
Yeah, and a little light on the West. We got our first clinch. Phoenix Suns clinched the playoffs.
That's crazy. They lose every single game.
Yeah, they are so good. I watched them last night. And you know, like the hype last year, it was just like the big Phoenix Suns hype. And after they lost, it was kind of like, whatever. It's been quiet. This team's so goddamn good.
People forget how dominant that Bucks team they lost to was. Like, it wasn't a mid team. They lost to like the best Bucks team maybe in like since.
Yeah, people stepped up for the Bucks, but I think the Suns are gonna make it.
I think Suns-Warriors Western Conference Championship might be the most fun series we've seen in like a decade. Like, I think that literally, they're really fun to watch, and then, but also Chris Paul isn't back.
Oh, you guys are only third.
Warriors are third, yeah. They went from second.
Yeah. gives big.
For whatever reason, Dallas has gotten the better of us, and I mean, can we just real quick? I mean, I'm not even going to pull up the stats or anything, but just talk about Luka. It's not even the stats. Just turn on a Mavs game occasionally. We're talking about the Suns. Like watching Ayton and Booker run pick and rolls is like, oh my god, it's like chef's kiss. It's so fun.
And then with Chris Paul.
And then with Chris Paul in the equation.
Cam Johnson's
balling out in Bridges, and oh my god, it's such a fun team to watch. But turn on a Mavs game occasionally, because they're on TV. Turn it on and just watch Luka play.
They did get blown out by like 30 or 40 last night.
They did, I saw.
Yeah.
I saw Luka started off on a cold streak, and then all of a sudden they were down to 30 in the second quarter. I thought, huh?
Yeah.
That's really crazy.
Yeah. Luka's averaging 28 points and 8 assists.
What is his boards? I feel like he has to have... He leads the team in points and assists, though.
Oh, yeah.
Stud. Yeah, he's so good. And I mean, I know between him, Tatum, Ja, Trey, we have like 10 guys, man, that can be all-stars that haven't hit 25. Like...
He's a 6'7" point guard.
He's
a 6'7" point guard.
Who won EuroLeague MVP as a 16-year-old.
It's quite
insane.
It is quite insane. He's averaging...
I think it's like 28, 8, and 5. Like
9 rebounds?
Holy fuck. That's crazy, man.
What?
That's crazy. That's why I wanted to pull it up.
That is interesting how it's not even in any like MVP consideration.
28, 8, and 9. Yeah, I'd throw him in the equation.
Yeah, and like...
I mean, he's putting up like 7. He's putting up
what did he say, like 10th all-time in triple-double? Where is he at?
Yep, 10th all-time, and he's 22 years old and has played 3 seasons.
Well, that is...
like, if that's not just one way to just shit on a complete statistic,
yeah.
Like, I don't know what is.
Yeah, that is ridiculous in Dallas. I felt like a couple years ago, they kept making the playoffs like 2 years ago. It's like, they're probably not going to make any commotion or anything. They're like a weird middle of the pack seed where everyone had hype around it because then Porzingis and Luka, like, oh, they're going to wreak havoc on the West.
Saving the $31 million of cutting Porzingis or trading him probably is the most genius position.
There's extra guys now and just healthier team overall now. Which is insane.
I think they're 1 year away from making a deep playoff run. I think they'll make a run this year. They'll win a series. They're gonna win a series. You throw them you throw them those 6, 7, 8, 9 West teams. They'll win the series. I mean, don't get me wrong. So here's something else I really want to touch on real quick is Spencer Dinwiddie. So he got traded to the Mavs in that Porzingis trade, and Dallas fans weren't happy, and I talked about him possibly getting shut down. He actually is not shut down and has been playing. How he's been playing, I don't know, don't care, to be completely honest with you. But I mean, you go through, you go through, and he averaged, I believe he came here averaging around 10 points a game. But just to throw out some numbers, when he was in Washington, he was getting 22, 17, 7, 11, 4, 5, 7, 4, 14, 5, 8. He's coming to Dallas. Here's his last 10 games since he's been to Dallas. 20, 24, 14, 17, 36, 23, 14.
And he's coming off the bench.
So, just saying, I mean, they wanted another little piece for Luka, and this dude's almost double his points per game.
Like immediate scoring off the bench, because it felt like when Luka's out, there's like no one really to do.
Yes, for sure. His last 10, he's averaging 17 and 7. His career is averaging 11. So, just a big boost, man. It's awesome. Like, it's a really big piece. And keep in mind, they have a lot of young guys on this Mavericks team. Like, I mean, a lot. Mm-hmm. And they have a lot, like Tim Hardaway Jr. I mean, they just got Reggie Bullock, who's not super young. Frank Ntilikina. Dwight Powell's playing the best of his career. Tim Hardaway Jr. Dorian Finney-Smith, who they just both signed both those guys to new contracts. So, I think they're a perfect example of a team. Give them a good small forward, and the West is the most stacked.
It's gonna be insane.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah, watching East basketball right now is just so beautiful.
Yeah,
so much.
And Luka's the 3rd or 4th paid player on his team, which is so fun.
Oh yeah, he's gonna go.
He's gonna get a bag. Like,
didn't he already sign it? It just hasn't kicked in.
He signed not just a max, but because he was already on Dallas and the super max. So it's top money, top year, which in basketball has been proven to be the best thing to do. Yeah, it's just to keep him there. There's no reason to do it.
What helps with, I feel like, loyalty almost.
It does.
But then at the same time, it's like always a
so the benefit that contract ends, and you can give him what do they call it? The super max, where you re-sign someone off of it. It's like what Steph got, which is $300 million 5 years.
That's ridiculous.
Players, like basically, where no matter what you do, get cut, get traded, you still are going to get like 90% of the contract.
It's awesome.
It's awesome, and it's great for the players. It helps with loyalty, which seems to be non-existent in today's NBA.
Yeah, no, which it's so annoying. Yeah, it annoys me a lot.
And I'm no one to talk as KD, but shit, Steph and Clay sure were drafted and played for the same team for quite some years now.
Yeah.
And your Dame, same thing.
Because I feel like it's just lost. Like, I feel like the last person was like Kobe. You know, just like legend for like, all time. It's just so valuable. Yeah, it's like these guys are just loyal. Kevin Garnett. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, you would say like Dwayne Wade, but at the same time, it's just like I always see him.
Yeah, and he did jump around at the end.
It was like I think Bulls and Cavs. And then was like, I want to go back to Miami.
I know.
He signed a 5-year extension worth $207 million.
Ooh, keep him in Dallas.
First big contract in the NBA, not too bad.
He's proven it though. I mean, as a 20-year-old, I think he proved, this is a crazy statement, as a 20-year-old, he proved why you should give him $200 million. Which I don't know how many people in the history of this world even could say, well, yeah, I'm 20 and whatever my career is, I proved that some billionaire should give me $200 million.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Mark Cuban said he's never going to leave. He's like, he wants him to be like a Dirk, where we're going to hand him money, he's going to be a figure of Dallas, and he's going to come and go as a Mav. And I think that's awesome, and it'd be great for the city of Dallas. So,
yeah. That's kind of wrapping up with NBA talk.
I just want to throw a little touch about MLB real quick. No good news. Opening day is being pushed back to April 14th. There's officially been 93 games canceled. So I think that would be 2 series, meaning about 6 games for each team. Yeah, something like that. That sounds good. 6. Yep. I don't know. It's sad. I see a future where we're talking about, we're talking no games. We're talking no games in late April, and this is a really bad thing. And I'm blanking on the actual word. It's whatever it's called. It's the amount of time you spend in an organization, and it's based off the amount of days you're actually starting on a roster. It's like called
tenure.
What?
Tenure.
No, it's baseball has a special word for it, and it's one of the biggest argument points where basically you have to be on a team, so you could be on a roster for 5 years and not play every night. And it's called service time. It just popped in my head. And your service time would count as 3 years. Before you're eligible for a new contract in baseball, it's 5 years of service time. So it can be 7 years of playing on no contract if you're not playing 162 games, which no one can do. And that's one of their biggest things is the service time needs to be out the window. It needs to be actual calendar years.
Yeah.
We can't have, but you were here for X amount of time and I was here for X, Y, Z. It's ridiculous. We're talking about superstars that are 6 years in getting paid $2 million, and next year they're going to make 48. It makes no sense. Yeah. And there's no other sport where imagine if football said, hey, DK Metcalf, you have to shut up and not ask for a trade and take your $1 million until you're 30. You'd be like, what? No way. Yeah. No shot. So that's really frustrating, but I see a world where mid-April, early May is where we're seeing opening day, and players aren't going to budge. They want that service time change. They want MLB things. They want minor league things changed, and they want. Yeah. I think they're not going to budge. And at the end of the day, there is no baseball until the players decide to play. So the owners have to not forget that, man. There is no fucking baseball if they continue to say no.
Yeah, I think they were coming up with a thing yesterday, but then it just fell through.
Yeah, and some of these articles.
Reports.
Wow, this is an hour ago. Yeah, so April. I thought. So it was April 9th or 10th, and now it's opening day. It would be April 14th. That is as of 1 hour ago. That was the last-ditch effort to keep it up to 162 games. Oh my God. Jackie Robinson Day could be in jeopardy, which would piss off so many baseball fans because that's, a very, very big day for the sport. Everyone wears 42. It's just a very big day. That would be one day after the new proposed. So if the owners choose to milk this shit for longer than that, that's going to be something that's people are like, wow, that's... So the international MLB draft was supposed to be in 48 hours. That will not be happening. Yeah. So this is going to be 3 consecutive years of not 162 games. It's expected little to nothing will happen. So it said, we'll expect more next week. It's a shame. and I said it last episode, but there really is no reason for them not to have the MLBPA and the MLB owners in a conference room for 12 hours a day, 5 days a week. Let them go home to the family on the weekend. There's no reason not have them in there until you have a deal. There really isn't. Literally. It's a joke for them to come home and meet for 30 minutes every week and say we've made no ground. Yeah. It's really just comedy to me, but God, it's a shame. So.
Yeah. I am in the camp of there might be a new league.
It can't. You'd have to build baseball stadiums. That'd be the biggest thing. There'd be nowhere for them to play.
Yeah.
Unless we're just gonna pay some colleges.
Colleges?
Dude, what would happen though, and could happen, is KBO, the Korean Baseball League, that Mexico's real fishy just because of rules and playing in non-safe areas. But between the KBO and there's 100 baseball leagues overseas. Yeah. That exist. They're good. Some of them are good. Pay people good. That, technically speaking, these guys could say, "Hey, later we're gonna go to Korea," and those Korean owners would. Think about the TV deals they could get in 5 minutes.
Literally.
So it's really interesting. Just throwing it out there before we finish it up. Super interesting for Rob Manfred and the owners to vote and sign on giving Apple TV games when there's not games to give them. So they just signed a deal to give them Apple's first.
Was it like last week or something?
It was 4 days ago. So in the middle of that, on a day they took off from negotiations, the owners and commissioner met with Apple, wrote, signed, and agreed on a deal. And there's no games. So
that just hurts.
It hurts my head. It hurts like, wow, you guys.
Was he really that confident?
Your morals are
that.
that.
Gonna be a deal. Gonna be done.
Yeah, I mean the goal obviously is no matter what to get some games. I mean the goal is like if this shit runs into June, let's get 50 games. And no games is like we could literally talk about a crumble of the MLB if we see no games. Because those bottom end players, not even bottom end, those non-multi-millionaire level players need the income. They're likely living a fast life with rents to pay and car bills to pay off that they can't afford with zero income. Yeah. So they get zero income. So yeah, but I'm excited to see how it all folds out. I really, really hope though that they can come up with something. And I right now I stand with the players. I think there are things the players could settle on, and at the end of the day,
there's got to be a compromise.
There has to be a compromise. I get that they want their things, but it can't be you do as I say or no, because at some point the owners are going to go, hey man, but no, because we need something. Like we are still paying you at the end of the day and keeping this league afloat, but God, it's a shame. It's a bad look for a dying sport, is all I have to say. I've gotten more into it, but it's the only way I can phrase it. It's a bad look for a dying sport. And any person that we talk about, I want to get more into baseball, and you or something, when there's no sports, it makes you not want to. Does it not? It makes you, wow, shitty commissioner, bad owners.
This is horrible.
What do I want to do this for?
Like functioned.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Screw MLB right now.
Yeah. And then I can imagine Monday or Tuesday we'll have to do a super episode. Maybe even Tuesday, just because I don't want to rush it and put out terrible picks and really get more into NBA. We're getting really to that point where Simmons has to be coming back, KD's back, Kyrie's dropping 50 pieces, LeBron's dropping 50 pieces, Tatum's dropping 50 pieces in 7 days. Yeah. So we're really getting to that point, and then it's time for teams to start heating up and into the playoffs.
Yeah, playoff form. So hopefully everyone enjoyed this. I think our next episode will be on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
I think with our super picks with March Madness. So hopefully everyone has a great weekend and see you Monday.
Later.